So our topic is maintaining Docker logs using Elasticsearch and Kibana, and this is our architecture. So we will need to first set up Elasticsearch and Kibana server. To do that, we will update existing packages. After that, we will install Java. Next we need to download and install Elasticsearch public signing key. Now we need to install apt transport https package in order to save Elasticsearch directory definitions in the next step. Now we will save Elasticsearch directory definitions, and after that we will install Elasticsearch and Kibana. After installing Elasticsearch and Kibana, we need to configure their configuration files. Now we will open the elasticsearch.yml file. Then we will give a cluster name. Then we need to change the node name, uncomment the node name, and we will give a node name. After that, we need to change network host to 0.0.0.0 to, because we want to receive a connection from any IP address, and we will also enable port 9200. Finally, we will set the discovery type to single node, since it is a single node setup. Now we have successfully set up the Elasticsearch configuration file. Then we can start Elasticsearch service. To check the Elasticsearch service is working or not, we have API provided by Elasticsearch. We can check the health of our cluster using that API. See, it's working. Now similarly we need to configure Kibana. So first we will set to port number 5601, then we will give the cluster name, then we will set the host to 0.0.0.0. We need to give the cluster name. And finally we have to add Elasticsearch host URL, which is localhost colon 9200. We will save that file and we can start the Elasticsearch Kibana. Once Kibana is started, we will check the status of Kibana. It is running. Then we will enable the Elasticsearch and Kibana service. This is because if we will reboot our computer, these both services will automatically start it. Now we can check if Kibana is working. So basically Kibana is the main interface through which we can interact with Elasticsearch. Elasticsearch and Kibana server is now set up. Now we need to secure this server. Now we will use XPack security to configure the security of our server. Now we will stop Kibana. We will stop Elasticsearch service. Then we need to go in Elasticsearch YAML file. We will enable the XPack security. It is a plugin provided by Elasticsearch for some security settings. Now we will go to Elasticsearch bin folder. There we get any executable files. Using the one executable file, which is Elasticsearch password setup passwords, we will generate some automatic passwords. Now here I forgot to start the Elasticsearch. Now First we need to start the Elasticsearch server. Now when server is up, we can use this bin file to generate automatic passwords. Now these are our passwords. Now our server, now our whole communication is password protected. We need to save these passwords somewhere. Then we need to edit the configuration file of Kibana also, and we need to provide the Kibana username and password in the Kibana copy configuration file. This is the password we just generated. Now our system is password protected, but still it is not secure, so anyone can in the same network can use Wireshark to see our passwords. So to check the first we will check the passwords are working or not. We'll go to the server address, port 5601 of Kibana. As you can see, it is asking for username password, so we will add default username and password, which is Elasticsearch. Now we will create a new user, new super user. After that, in a further project we will log in through that new user. Now we can create different users also for different roles, as we can create a viewer role only, so in which anyone with viewer role cannot edit our main system files. So we will create a user role. This is a super user. Now we can log out from this user and we can check the login from super user. It's working, but our setup is still running on HTTP, so we will generate SSL certificates to make our server run on HTTPS. So to do that we need to stop Kibana. We will go to Elasticsearch files, bin files. Now we will using certutil file we will generate SSL certificates. Here are our SSL certificate in this zip file. We will unzip this file and move this folder to, so I think we don't have unzip. First we will install the unzip, then we will unzip this zip file, then we will move this folder to the root directory. After doing that, we will go to Kibana YAML file and enable the SSL, set the SSL to true, then provide the path of the certificate we just generated. So ca.crt and ca.key. After we do this, it will show us still not secure, but it will be running on HTTPS. Not secure because we have generated the certificate, therefore these certificates are self-signed, therefore Chrome will detect it as a not safe, but the whole communication is in HTTPS. See, as you can see, we are getting this warning. We can log in using super user. Now our server is fully secure. See, we are getting that this root is not trusted because the certificate is self-signed. Now this is our main project, this is our architecture. Now we set up the Elasticsearch and Kibana. Now this is a Docker machine. First we need to install the FileBeat. After that, we need to edit the configuration file of FileBeat. So here I am making a new configuration file. In that configuration file, we have enabled the logs, we have entered the path of logs, we have entered the IP, and also we have set up a new index name, which is doc3. Now Elasticsearch, now FileBeat service is running. Now we can go to our server and check if data is coming from this Docker or not. We will log in through superuser. Now we will go to discover, and you can see we have data from our old machines. So we have data from our old machines. So there are two machines, doc1 and doc2. There is no doc3 machine now. See, these are logs from the old machines. Now we will create a busybox. We will create a Docker container busybox. Then we will, to generate some logs, we will ping to Google server. Now this will generate some logs. Now we will go to index pattern management, and we will add an index pattern named doc3. As you can see, there is no index pattern existing named doc3. There is only doc1 and doc2. Now we will go to create new pattern, and it will automatically detect that we are receiving data from the index doc3. We are creating this based on timestamp. Now it is successfully created. Now we can go to discover, and you can see that these logs are coming from doc3 also. If we hide the chart, you can see that this is a ping command output. Now we can run another container to check if the logs data is coming or not. There is no running container. This container was stopped. We will create another busybox. Now we will ping Facebook. Now we will check if we are receiving logs here. We will hide the chart, and now you can see we are receiving logs from the Facebook also. Now main use of this Elasticsearch and Kibana, that we are getting a centralized system for all our machines and all our containers. We can run multiple queries also to check if where it caused the error, where our server failed. So these are some chart we can create on the basis of containers under the doc3 index. So there are two containers now. We can create this chart, and we can save this chart on our dashboard. So this is our dashboard. We can see the previous data also. These are different 3 machines and different containers. We can add the count of the logs in each server also. We have here many charts to visualize different containers, and different machines are segregated on the basis of index name. So now we have 3 machines, doc1, 2 and 3, and each machine has different containers. Now finally, backup system for Elasticsearch. We have created a backup server. Now I have written a small script which will create the snapshot of Elasticsearch the data. Then we will using sftp command, we will send this data to our backup server by compressing it and in a zip file. Now then we will remove the zip file from the main server, as we don't want to make burden on our main server. So you can see it is creating a snapshot, then creating a zip file. We'll send this zip file to our backup server. File successfully sent. Now by doing ls command on our backup server, we can see there is a new file